What's going on, everybody? What's happening, man? How y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of SWAC Smoke. This is episode number 192. Man, shout out to Los J. What's going on out there, man? I see you doing some things with that trophy chasers, but hey, what's going on, Jerome? Man, how you doing, man? I'm trying to put myself together and get this thing right. What's happening with you?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back here talking swag sports in these swag streets. That's a tongue
Yeah,
twister.
I know it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It definitely is, man. But it's been an interesting couple of days, man. You know, we got a SWAC tournament going on, and you know, any other things, that everybody want to get into. So, um, first and foremost, man, how y'all doing out there? Welcome and thank y'all for tuning in. Um, I thought it was all good, man. I thought it was all good out there with y'all, man. What I mean, Bama State not easy. They not like they was early in the season, man. I said in that minute on last Thursday and watched Bama State make three after three and beat us. Those guys they got a lot better as the season went on, and so we'll just start off with the tournament, man. What's been up? What's your thoughts on the tournament so far, Jerome? You've been paying attention a little bit.
Yeah, well, we gotta call it like it is for about Southern basketball on the men's side, going out and winning the regular season championship, and then coming up short in their first opening round game. That was a big disappointment for them. I think they only lost 3 games in conference and
Yep, we
about
lost
a
three
total of
games,
four
all by
points.
1 point.
Yeah. So, but I think it was kind of tough for them by them not really having a true star on their team. I think, they were built around the depth and being able to sub in a lot of different players and not really having a true star. And I think that might be what was missing in a tight game, in conference games like this, when it's one and done. You need somebody with that attitude that can, block it out and take over. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, I think we spent too much time Saturday cutting down nets and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody kind of had that idea that everything was in the bag. You won the regular season. You're gonna walk into Atlanta. And run through it. But the one thing a lot of people don't realize, if you hadn't really followed Southern closely, is we beat Gremlin twice by I think 7 points apiece, 7 and 9 or something like that. But the first time we beat them, as y'all probably know, we really shouldn't have won that game because we made 7 free throws with no time on the clock. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen often. So
Yeah, I remember that
these
foul.
these yeah these
Yeah.
two teams are closer than people realize. You look at the standings, it's a big difference, but team to team, these two teams are closer than you realize. And Southern and Grambling, whenever they play in basketball, it's always close. It always come down to something at the end. So you never count them dudes out. And that was under I would have rather play Alabama and them. I think we probably had a better chance of beating them. But Grambling make you step up your game, at least for us. They play a level of ball that really kind of make it hard for Southern. And I think Southern biggest issue is not necessarily that they don't have a guy who can score, because they do have that guy, but they don't always have that right influence as a ball handler when things get tough. We got a couple point guards that kind of get a little shaky when things get tough. And they tend to try to cycle guys in and out until they get it right. But you can't beat nobody scoring 5 points in 9 minutes. When you do that, you're not gonna beat anybody. And so that was just one of them games where everything that you knew could happen, it happened. And Southern got a tendency of, I call it, playing with their food. They got a tendency of getting a big lead and kind of just coasting a little bit. Maybe the team get back into it, maybe they don't. But, I've seen multiple games where we get up by 15, 16, and then you end up winning by 6 or 7 or 12 or whatever. But the other team start to, make a run and get back in it. And they don't really they don't really know how to slam the door on somebody. And to be a championship team, you have to be able to slam the door on people. You look at Jackson State last night. You look at Texas Southern women yesterday. You look at Southern women yesterday. All three of those teams, when they had the opportunity to slam the door on somebody, slammed the door on them, and they got it over with. Southern left the door cracked, and Grambling kicked it open. So, salute to Coach Jackson and Grambling. He got a way of beating Southern. We found a way to win 2 times this year, but he got a way of beating Southern, and that just hadn't changed. So it was disappointing to go out like that. But we'll see what the future holds.
Well, Grambling the defending champs, so they had to have something to say about the tournament within the tournament, and it's hard to beat a team 2 times in a season. And I think you saw I was talking about that in the chat with DJ when he asked me what I thought about the FAMU Jackson State game, and I was said in the chat that it was going to be hard for FAMU to beat Jackson State again after beating them 2 times earlier in the season. That's just something that's hard to do, to beat a team 3 times in a row.
It's tough.
Yeah, and like you said, there's not that big of a difference between the teams to where one team is just that much more dominant. It's just depend on the day, what type of performance you get from that team on that particular day, as to who's going to turn out and beat and win. Like right now, it's still wide open now, even with the teams in there. It could be Bethune, Bama State. It could be Jackson.
Yeah, and I look at it as that. There are teams that are good in conference, but most of our teams not really good outside of conference. So it's kind of hard to gauge where they are. And when you get against like opponents after a month or so, things start to even out. And I think that's when you don't really have a team that is just hands down better than everybody else. Somebody's gonna win games. And to have the season Southern had, that was a really really strong season. Kind of got a little shaky at the end, but they finished strong. But I don't really think they were like head and shoulders above everybody else. I thought they was the best team in the regular season, which obviously, record proved that. But, March is different. And, we got a lot of guys who wasn't on the team last year. And so this is a hell of a learning experience. When you don't play in the SWAC and you don't play in the SWAC tournament, you don't realize that all these teams coming at you. They all coming at you. And like I like to say, they got a desperate team, man, is always gonna be trouble. And when a team know that they don't got a lot going for them and it's their only shot to make the big dance, they're gonna throw everything at you. And you gotta be able to hold on and take all them punches. And when you can't, you get dropped. And so, we got dropped, and defending champs, still a champ, still they lose. And they got a solid chance of winning this thing again, and this is the second time in 3 years that the 8 seed beat the 1 seed. So it's not uncommon. Hell, TSU won the tournament as an 8 seed a couple years ago. So this is not uncommon, and it just makes it tough.
On the next season, everybody going to the tournament, so it's going to even open up more possibilities for madness and upsets and things like that.
Yeah,
everybody
you look at a team like Valley on the women's side, they was like 1 and like 2 and whatever, and they lost to Pine Bluff, who was the worst team in the league. They lost to Pine Bluff like 29 points. They last 3 or 4 games of the season, they found something that worked. They got hot. And them kind of teams can cause you trouble, in a 1-game situation, because all they take is a bad play. All they take is, not rotating on a 3-pointer. You get caught. Yes, and you end up like that's what happened with Valley. They had a girl got hot. She hit a couple big shots. They had a girl hit a couple big threes, and that's the kind of stuff that you find yourself in when you kind of get blindsided.
You don't slam the door on them, like you said.
You have to, man. Like like my wife will tell you, I get on the nerves with it, but I'm always like, man, you need to knock a team out. You need to quit letting them hang around. You know, you up by 20, you know, they make a couple free throws, you know, you're like, oh, whatever. But that's how, you know, that's how comebacks happen. When you can score with the clock not moving, you make up more ground than you can, you know. Yeah, so it's like you playing the clock and the other team, and you got to be able to, you know, stay focused. And when a team putting the pressure on you and you can't respond, you know, you get sent home. But like I said, Grambling gonna be tough. Bama State definitely, man. I've been high. I've been with a few people that really been paying attention to Bama State really since last season. I like a lot of the guys on their team that, you know, they playing style. They're a team that don't really turn the ball over a lot. That's, you know, that's key for any time of the year, but they're definitely key for now. You know, they got good guards. They can shoot the ball. They don't necessarily have a lot of tall guys. I mean, they got a 7-footer, but he's not really, you know, he's a body more than, you know, a guy.
They all like the same height. They all
the team.
player.
If you look at their team, man, they all like you know, 6'4", 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", you know, all interchangeable guys, and they all can do the same things. And you know, they got 3 or 4 guys that can handle the ball. They got 3 or 4 guys that can shoot. You know, they got 3 or 4 guys that can drive. Yeah. So it's like you don't really have a handle on anybody. You can't isolate nobody because everybody does everything. And so, you know, they kind of find themselves in those situations. And they don't really fold a lot. Now they had a couple of bad pressure moments against us. Well, we really should have won the game, but, you know, we lost it at the end. But they, you know, that's a team I think they got a great chance. And that Grambling-Bama State game going to be a really good game. They split. Both of them won on the road. So, you know, that right there tell you they both ready for pressure. So, you know, I think
tonight is Bethune and TSU?
And Alcorn.
Bethune and Alcorn. Okay. Bethune came back on FAMU this past weekend in that last Saturday of the games.
Yeah, man,
it was crazy the way they walked them down. You know, like you say, shooting free throws without the clock moving. FAMU turned the ball over a couple times. They swung around to the corner. Dude hit a big 3 with no time left on the clock.
You know, I was actually keeping up with that score when we was at the game Saturday, and I was like, you know, FAMU was jumping all on these guys, and then, you know, Bethune kind of made a little run, and I'm like, well, you know, they're gonna make it look nice. And before you knew it, they had themselves down by a couple, and like you say, they got knocked down at 3, and you know, they stole one. You know, I mean, they really stole one up, and that's another instance of, you know, teams just kind of not being locked in on closing out games, man. You know, you see that a lot in the conference. You know, a lot of teams don't necessarily close games strong, you know, and they leave the door open for somebody to sneak through. And I think if there's one downfall for any of our teams is that we have a lot of games where teams don't really knock everybody out, you know. So it makes for an interesting tournament, though, you know, and it just lets you know if you hadn't played yet, you need to really be, you know, locked in because you can go home, you know, and that's why, you know, I'm looking at the first day of women's basketball. The 10 seed and the 9 seed both won. You know, it's like you have to, you know, you can't look at teams. Too. Yes, yeah. You can't look at teams and say, okay, well, you know, they did this and they did that, and you know, we're just gonna run by them. You know, nah, because it's a fresh start, and everybody got the same goal, and you know, before you know it, you're in a dog fight. So I'm okay.
I want to ask you a question. Have you heard anything about the atmosphere and like the crowds? I've been looking at it on TV, and you know, you can't really get a good feel for how crowded it is. But I've noticed that everybody seems to have a pep band there, you know, and you know, both teams. So it seemed like it could be a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I haven't really paid close attention to the numbers, and I really hadn't heard anybody. I don't even know if anybody that I really kind of, you know, communicate with been there, but, you know, from the games that I've seen, you know, crowds haven't been, you know, spectacular, but it's hard to get people to turn out to a game at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
evening games, I think they draw better. And like you say, everybody that had, they cup bands and, I've seen solid groups, there, maybe team buses or something like that, bringing people. But, I think as the tournament progresses, I think the crowds will get better.
Towards the
And,
weekend.
the weekend, yeah, so I think it's just tough, when you watch all the games, or at least most of the games, and you see the early games, you don't really see anybody there. That's tough. I don't think really anywhere. I don't really know too many places you could play it where every game is gonna have people show up, because ain't no, what I'm saying, ain't nobody really. This ain't like this ain't football. If they had a SWAC football tournament, people will be there at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Because it's football. People gonna turn up. What's up, big soldier, man? What's going on?
You're right
So
about that.
people gonna turn up, and no offense to nobody, because my team's sitting at home, but nobody going, unless you're a diehard team fan of that team. Nobody going to Bethune-Cookman and Prairie View at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning to see women's basketball. And no offense to women's basketball, but they don't necessarily draw the best as it is. So
Right.
I think they need to, maybe instead of doing, a women's game and a men's game, maybe make it one day all women's game, one day all men's games, or something like that.
I think they be trying to get it's a lot of time for being on TV and all that kind of stuff. So, because there's a lot of tournaments going on, I've been looking on the app. It's a lot of games all day long, kind of. It's kind of March Madness for real, already. So maybe that's why they have them so early in the day, to try and fit them in to get them on TV. Maybe that's
why. Yeah. I mean, it's ton. I mean, it's like 30-something tournaments going on. So, it's like tons of basketball. I mean, I've been watching basketball all the time when I got the time. And I do think one of the good things they did is they moved it to a smaller arena. So even if there's not that many people there, I think the place holds like 3,500 or something like that. Yeah, I might be wrong with my numbers, but I thought I saw that somewhere. But if you got somewhere that holds less than 10,000 and is empty, it don't look as bad as a 18,000 seat arena. So and I think these games have all pretty much been entertaining. So that can always get people to come out, and the weekend is always gonna get people to turn out. So
it's I'm looking at the Grambling Jackson State game now. Grambling 40, Jackson State 47, and it's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
It's a big game. Southern get the winner, so I'm definitely locked into that one. But Grambling actually tied that game up.
Yeah, they had it just tied a few minutes ago, but Jackson been holding that 9 point lead pretty much most of the game. But they did have it tied at 39, whatever it was, a few minutes ago.
I think this is the first year it's in Atlanta, so I think you're gonna get this is a women's game. I think if they keep it there, I think they got a chance to grow. I know they got a lot of different things going on. They've been promoting a lot of different activities around the game, around the tournament. So, I think that's the best bet. My only other option was to do it like a lot of these smaller tournaments do, and that's like have the highest seed host each game. But that's logistics. You can't always account for that kind of stuff. But
you saying have them on campus?
Yeah, like some of the smaller tournaments, they have like some of the smaller conferences. The highest seed hosts each round. So in the first round, if you got 4 games in the first round, the top 4 seeds host that game. Then you get to the semis, the top 2 teams host, and then one team hosts the championship, whoever the highest seed out of that, So I never really seen the SWAC. They never did that far, but we did do a few years. We did do the top 4 teams host the first round, and then they go to, I think it was still in Birmingham, might have been Houston, but they host the first round on campus sites. Then you go to the neutral site, and that was always cool because it gave you something to play for at the end. Getting that home game. Sometimes a difference between difference between winning and losing, because some teams, play great at home and they play horrible on the road. So knowing that, especially if you're like a 4 or 5 seed, you're trying to avoid that 5 seed because you ain't want to go on the road. And that always put a little extra spice on the end of the season. But, I think it's a good spot for it. I think they got a nice place for it. It looked good on TV. At least the arena does. So, I'm not really great. I'm not really high on the commentators, but I think the game's been pretty great.
The commentators they call them what they see. It's been some rough play now. It's been.
I mean, I remember
them last 2 minutes of that FAMU Valley game. I think that was the women's. Man, that took forever. It took about 30 minutes for 2 minutes.
I can't remember. I think it was the FAMU Prairie View game, or one of them. The guy was like, I never seen a team that's winning commit so many fouls. I'm like, bro, this is SWAC. That's how they do. They let you get a lead and then they call fouls on you to even the game out. So it's like that's just how it goes. You always gonna have the losing team gonna always shoot a ton of free throws in the SWAC, man. It never fails.
They're gonna give you a chance, huh?
Yeah, and it's up to you to take it. It's up to you to step through the door, because they'll let you in the door, but if you don't kick it in, they're gonna stop calling it and make you have to earn it.
Yeah, I was watching Jackson State. No, I said I wasn't going to even call them Jackson State. Jay Hate Me State versus FAMU men. Last night I had to just get up and walk out. I went on to Walmart and came back. They were losing by, I think, 8 or 9. I came back. They were losing by 8 or 9. I said, man, let me just go ahead and go to bed. I'll wake up and hopefully we'll be done pulled it out, because every time I watch, I think I'm the bad luck charm, and that's on the men and the women's side.
Did you watch us?
No, I didn't. I was working. Right. I didn't see that. But I did watch FAMU and Bethune this weekend. They lost both of them damn games. Then I said,
don't watch us.
Huh?
I was about to say, don't watch us.
I didn't watch the Prairie View FAMU game because I forget what I was doing, but I didn't see that one. But we ended up winning. And then I said, okay, I'm going to make it a point to watch the game last night. I sit there. I don't even think I saw us leading at no point, because Jackson came off right off top and ripped off by 8-9 points in a row. The little freshman.
They jumped on y'all early.
Yeah, that little freshman dude wasn't missing nothing.
That kid can shoot, man.
And the big dude, y'all said
the ex-Rattler.
Huh?
The ex-Rattler.
I know. I'm like,
he got better, man. That kid got a lot better, man. I gotta get Shannon Grant his props, man. I've been real hard on that dude. Because he don't have a pretty game, but he been putting in work these last few weeks, and you gotta give respect, man. He finally is that big guy that he should be. He physical inside now. He rebounding well. He's scoring. He's doing everything that you want a big man to do. And
I always feel like they shot, make them alter their shot on the drive. That's all you really can ask for.
Because previously, man, he was the kind of guy that if he got the ball in his hands and you could force him to pivot, he was thrown off. Like he could not make a second move.
He was looking like Hakeem last night. Dropped.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. His game is elevated. I don't know what Mo and them doing with him, or I don't know if it's having a guy like Mansell playing next to him or whatever. But he is on point, man. And yeah, Ruffin was doing big things, man. And now, like I say, JSU is the front runner in the tournament. I was really, I really thought they had a good chance of winning it, even with us still in it. And now, with us out of it, I think they jumped to the front of the line in terms of favorites. But it's been, like I said, it's been an entertaining tournament. But yesterday, man, was hard. Man, I got home from work. I didn't even really want to watch Southern women's basketball because I didn't want to watch no basketball. I had to lose the Grambling, man. I really didn't want to watch no basketball, but I was like, you know what? Right. I'm gonna watch the women because they playing Valley, and Valley kind of hot. I want to see what see what they do. But it was a typical Southern game, a lot of defense, not a lot of offense. And Valley really couldn't do nothing with the ball. So I
Southern
watched that, and then I didn't watch
girls.
none of the other games.
Southern girls played under control. They withstood. Valley hit a couple of little shots here and there, but Southern girls just kind of just played even kill. They just showed their maturity in a little bit that I did see of that game.
See that game is a textbook Southern basketball game. They play Southern play really good defense as a team. The offense is so streaky. Like they shoot the three well, but then in other games they can't make one to save their life. And so they kind of score, and then they kind of don't. And they typically have a lot of low scoring games. So that game was right up the alley. But that fourth quarter was the worst fourth quarter I ever seen, man. The two teams combined for 17 points, and so it like 9-8 in the fourth quarter, man. Nobody was doing nothing, and I think Valley girls got into it on the bench. I think I saw. So it was
I
kind of
saw
ugly.
that on Facebook. What were they doing? Throwing towels back and forth? Or?
Yeah, they say one girl got mad with the other girl and threw a towel at her. I guess she threw one back. What's up, Big Soldier? What's going on?
Yeah, what's up? Not a towel.
Yeah,
they were throwing towels back and forth.
They did remember Scottie Pippen turned over that whole stack of towels. What the hell you doing turning over a stack of towels? That ain't hurt nobody.
all that work somebody did to fold them towels up, man. You gonna mess with somebody hard work.
Locker room at halftime.
You gonna mess with somebody hard work.
Yeah. What's up, Big Soldier?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on with you, man?
Congratulations, man. Y'all lucked up and won one. We let y'all get one.
Man, that was a blowout.
It was. That was a whooping.
That was a straight up whooping, man.
Hey, what you say? Check out at 11?
Yeah, check out at 11, man.
Hey, all I gotta say is I'm proud of my coach, and I'm proud of my players. He came in there with all that adversity he had all this season. The 1 year contract, turned the team around. They got the first SWAC tournament win. It's baby steps. So he got time there now. He know he'll be there for the next 2-3 years, and we'll see what he can do in recruiting. And I don't know how much retention they're going to have with the players that they have now, but I'm hoping we can get some. If we can't get a blue chipper, I hope we get a light blue chipper to come in there at least. We need something.
Yeah, I was at that game, man. Southern Saturday women, they women's team Saturday just did not show up. We scored 2 points in the whole second quarter. We scored 35 points in the whole game. And that's Southern. They do that, man. They're gonna win a lot of games 50-45. They don't really give up a lot of points, but they don't really score a lot of points either. So if you can score against Southern, you're gonna win. But if you can't, they love ugly basketball. Man, I saw it coming too.
Jackson, 49-45 Jackson. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
They trying to come back, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we can squeeze it on out.
It's getting ready to get crunchy. These last 2 minutes gonna be crunchy.
I know they're gonna stretch it out.
This one they start playing right here.
They're gonna stretch them last 2 minutes out. Man, Jerome, have you heard anything about this from all this comment that Blue posted about a coach at FAMU?
No, what about it?
It say he didn't sign his deal and he getting interest from another school. I hadn't heard nothing about that.
No, I haven't heard about it.
You talking about Cozy?
Who is it? The defensive coordinator we had coming in?
I don't know. Maybe Blue will put it in there. I hadn't really heard nothing.
Zach, he know he need to go on and leak it on out. He know.
He trying to get it from the orange and green source.
Hey, I'm in Tampa. And they in spring break. I ain't got no ears on the ground up there.
Man,
we don't need we've been having a quiet off season, everything been kind of routine. Don't nobody bring me no bad news, basically.
Hey, let me ask y'all fellas this.
Oh, go
Somebody was
ahead.
telling me I overheard that I ain't know that Coach Cozy is a baseball umpire for the
Softball.
SEC. Softball.
Softball,
Softball.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you talking
Softball.
about the basketball coach?
Oh, the basketball coach.
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
thought he got a deal.
He signed. I thought he signed it. Maybe he didn't. Hey, well, hey, if he leave, FAMU is a launching pad. So we can't. we,
If he
you
leave,
can
man,
do
I
a
don't
taste
want
of
to see
that
y'all
monkey
go.
green, and
I
then
don't
you
want to see
shoot
y'all go
off.
back down the drain, man. I always say y'all arena is too nice to be empty, man. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that's
I,
that,
I, I,
you kind of get used to that being the way we are. At our schools, we can't have nothing good because if it's good, somebody gonna come in and try and take it. And that was a question I wanted to ask you, C. Wells, about Southern. I heard they canceling the spring game.
man, how everybody heard that but me, man? DJ asked me that. I'm like, man, what you talking about, man?
That don't even make
I
sense.
ain't I ain't heard nothing, man.
I
I ain't
saw
heard
that.
nothing.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I'm not
everybody's scared
surprised.
somebody gonna take, what we got.
I'm not surprised, man. We had a lot of things going on campus in the last couple of weeks. So I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe they trying to do a reset on and get things back right. But like I say, DJ asked me yesterday, and I'm like, man, what you talking about? He like, you ain't know that? I say, bruh,
Yeah,
my
I heard
connections
that.
is my connections is almost severed, man. Like I gotta start going back to the source, man. Like
I'll have to ask around about the
I do know
basketball coach.
I do know they put a freeze on all the lines and stuff. So I don't know, but like
I
I
knew
said,
that was coming. I knew that
I
was
heard
gonna come.
I hadn't really heard nothing.
It's
I
probably
gotta.
it probably in the spring line. They probably they finna cut all that
Oh yeah,
MPSU stuff
they
out.
already cut all that out. They already cut all that
And,
out.
and shout out to
Yeah,
them, man. I mean, because
they'll do a
honestly,
good.
that was some foolishness. That was some
Yeah,
true foolishness.
Yes, that was totally. You know what I'm saying, man. It was just just a bad thing, man. And the kid lost his life, man. And you got three other kids and threw their life away. So it's like, cause I'm gonna be real with you, man. These white folks ain't playing about that hazing stuff, man.
Nah, because see, well, before I got online, man, back in the day, I told them boys straight up. I told them, you put your hands on me, I'm gonna hit back.
well,
I guess,
I ain't never pledged, so I don't know. But it's a sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody meant for it to turn out like that.
Back
I,
anyway,
I
yeah.
don't think they went into it with that kind of for that to turn out. But when you're doing those kind of things, you got to assume the worst can happen. You know.
I don't. I'm just yeah. That's just crazy. The boxing gloves and stuff coming out. I'm gonna
yeah, man.
you hitting a
Straight to the
dude
chest.
in the chest with a boxing glove, man. That's bad business right there. He ain't a trained boxer neither.
Yeah, and a situation like that, you can't brace yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't
Right.
supposed to flinch and all that kind of stuff. So like, you gotta, what I'm saying? People don't realize, man, taking hits and you don't prepare yourself for taking a hit, it can do some damage to you, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't. My son hasn't decided. Our daughter, they haven't made mention to me of going online or anything. Not that I've heard of, but we might do like their daddy and just be an individual and keep on
Yeah,
going.
gonna be an
GDI,
individual, man.
baby, GDI,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Found
GDI all the way.
a gifted,
yeah.
determined individual. Yeah,
Right. But
but
man, it's no call for all that. All that stuff, man. All the hazing and stuff. In order to be a part of an organization, you just that type of behavior just is not condoned. Is not tolerated. So
I
Yeah,
know all of us have heard the stories though through the years. So
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody knows somebody, man.
Yeah.
But I never heard, I never knew nobody that went through nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister when she played that Southern, she stayed on their bad side because my sister did all kind of stuff, and she actually got her line there because she used to wear these prescription glasses, but they were tinted dark like sunglasses, and she said she used to be sleeping with her glasses on. Nobody knew she was
Oh
sleeping.
wow.
Shoot, my wife marched in Bethune band, and she say if they ever had any off campus events or anything where it wasn't nothing at the band practice field or whatever, she just didn't go. So
Not,
her
not.
nickname was her band name was Scared Straight. She just
Now I'm gonna tell you though, my older sister, she was a soldier, man. Because my older sister, they both played AKA, but my older sister she played at ULL, well, it was USL back then. And when she was online, she got lupus, and so she got sick and had to leave school. And so when she came back, they let her finish, and she she was the only one online when she finished. I'm like, man, you a soldier. You the
oh yeah,
only one going through it.
yeah. Dang, she probably took it light. They took
Oh
it
yeah,
light.
I'm sure she didn't get too much,
Yeah,
too much,
right.
but
I don't think with the sorority, I ain't never heard nothing bad about that. But yeah, they probably
Yeah.
take it kind of light, man. But I kind of feel like, man, when you pay your membership, man, you pretty much in there, But I think it should be a test and stuff.
yeah, I mean, you gotta go through some things. I don't think I think anything you do in a setting like that, you gotta go through a couple of things, to show that that you really in. You know what I'm saying? But you don't need to go through that
Nope.
kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They got it's 59 seconds left. Grambling with a side out. The score is 50-45. Jackson State.
All right, they're gonna stretch them. They're gonna stretch them like seconds out for another 30 minutes.
Jay Hateman just turned the ball over. And Grambling got the big girl in the game.
That
Big
girl, man,
girl.
this is a big girl battle, man. Jackson
Yeah,
got
it's
a
two
big
big
girl,
honeybees.
and,
It's two
and Grambling got
honeybees
a
out
big
there.
girl. They got some big
Valley,
girls
that
in the
big
SWAC.
girl for
Valley got a
Valley.
big girl too, man.
The big girl for Valley was showing out. She came in and she made a big difference for them in that game against FAMU.
I ain't gonna lie. The first time we played Grambling this year, man, our girls didn't know what to do with that big girl from Grambling, man. They was like,
Yeah, she looked like she like 6'6" at least.
yeah, because we had a 6'4" girl and she was like skinny, so she was like she really didn't want to get down there and bang bodies, you know what I'm saying? So she was like trying to go around her. I'm like, man, you gotta run her, man. You gotta
Yeah,
push the tempo.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
man.
you
Speaking of
ain't
big
going
girl,
around her. She got a lot to go around. She'll be
live,
Shaq, like
what they
Shaq
say?
down there.
Yeah, live for hoops said we can't say big girl.
Oh yeah,
She
she
went
did
on.
say that. She did say
she,
that.
she said she don't
Say
like that
what?
term, big
She,
girl.
she don't, she
You
don't like
gotta
people saying big girls.
big girl.
What we supposed to say?
Say, I don't know. What else you would say
We
besides
say
big
big
girl?
man. We say big
Big man.
man.
The dude who said it, he was trying to explain that, but she serious about her hoop, so you know what I'm saying. When her stance is her stance, and I like I say, she's a baller,
Even if
man. I
she
don't
was
know if y'all
tall, we'll
saw her
call her a
numbers,
big girl.
man.
If she was just tall, she'll be a big girl,
Right. I
right?
don't know. Maybe we should have called them tea ladies.
What?
You know what? That might be a bad thing. I just thought about that. Scrap.
Oh,
Yeah,
5-point
we
game.
might need to scratch that.
3-point game. 44 seconds left.
Tall
I told you
lady
they're
or
gonna stretch
something.
that. They're gonna stretch the time out, man.
They keep calling timeouts and stuff.
I just
Yeah,
want to see who wins because I just want to know who we gotta play.
I'm gonna keep you up to date. Did you do any of them parades or anything? You say you've been working though, T.
Man, I've
Wells.
been working my. I ain't even
You
been
didn't
out the
do no
house.
Mardi Gras.
I ain't do no. Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I didn't even know it was Mardi Gras until that Monday. I was like,
What?
actually, I don't think I was like, man, what the? Why? I was like, why school out? Because they let school out for the holiday. And
Right.
I was going to work and I drove through a school zone and I passed the school by my house and I'm like, why they out of school? And I thought about it, I'm like, that's Mardi Gras. No, and the weather was kind of bad too though, because they moved up a lot of the parades because they
Yeah, I
had some
saw that.
storms was coming through. But I
I
But
didn't
they
saw
do
that
no
celebrate
Mardi
Mardi
Gras,
Gras in
man.
Florida a little bit too, don't they? Like in the northern part of Florida.
Yeah, and you know Mobile do.
Yeah.
they have a Mardi Gras in Rabonia, I think down here, which is like Bradenton, Sarasota area. They have something similar to Mardi Gras, if I ain't mistaken. But it ain't Mardi Gras, you know that.
Yeah, it ain't Mardi Gras,
Man,
Mardi Gras.
And they got Mardi Gras at Busch Gardens for the whole month of February. They be having
they
parades
charge
every
it.
night.
Oh, Bush Gardens. I ain't heard that in a long
I,
time.
I used,
Bush Gardens.
man, Los J, I saw you call, man. Like I said, I've been I've been getting off work so late, man. It took me like 3 days to call DJ back, man, because he hit me on Sunday. I was like, man, I call you when I get off work. I didn't end up calling until last night. They're like, so man, like I said,
JSU
this
going to
this
the
weekend
line.
been killing me. And I
22.
used to live right up the street from Busch Gardens, man.
Oh yeah,
Is Bush Gardens the
JSU
same thing as the Bush beer? Is that the same thing?
Anheuser-Busch. Yes,
Yeah,
that
they
it's a brewery.
affiliated.
It used to be a brewery there, and the theme park was built around the brewery. Now they got a little hospitality house, and you go there, they give you a free cup of beer. But you used to be able to go through there and they take a tour through you back here then, see Wells? You go through
No, I don't
the
think so.
tour of making the beer and all that stuff. They used to have it.
I don't think I was.
It's 47-51, 21 seconds left. Grambling got the ball.
Let's see what Granley can do. But
Man,
JSU
they,
just missed one. They made one out of two free throws.
mm.
I think JSU got this. I believe, but it's like you said, it's a lot of time.
I seen crazy stuff happen, man.
Well,
I
speaking of crazy, what about the Alabama A&M women taking the L? What they took an L today too.
Man, Alcorn legit, man. Alcorn is the craziest team, man. They lose the team they supposed to beat, and they didn't beat everybody ahead of them. They beat Southern, they beat Texas Southern, they beat Alabama A&M today, they beat Jackson State, they beat Grambling, they beat everybody in front of them,
Okay, that was
but then they lost 2 times at Valley. You know what I'm saying? So like they got a nice team though.
But Bama A&M still, I would say, like a year ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
she got them
Jamie,
going.
man, nice to meet you. Oh, you do?
Oh, he must
I'm
be
trying.
out. He's still out in town.
Yeah, he politicking.
That cat. They take the full time out too. See, well, every time they get the whole full
Oh yeah,
time.
I told you they're gonna stretch it out, man. They taking 4 timeouts, 21 seconds. Man, let me Thursday night when we played Bama State, we were down by like 10, man, and we cut it down to 4 with like 40 seconds left. And so my wife was very upset because she was like team playing so bad. And so she was ready to leave. And I was like, all right, we down by 4 in 40 seconds left, whatever. So we left. And like I live like 15 minutes from Southern. So by the time we got home, I was like, I'm gonna look and see what the final score was, just to see, And it was 66-65. I'm like, so did we cut it down to 1?
Missed the hell of a game.
We actually had took the lead on a 3-pointer with 8 seconds left and went up 65 to 63. I mean,
Yeah.
no, 65-64. And they made 2 free throws at the end and won. I was even more mad then because I left and missed it and missed the end of the game, man. But it was
Grambling
one.
just missed the 3, 15 seconds left. I think I see the coach look like she walking to the locker room. They might have
Oh, so
kicked
she
her
ain't
out.
even gonna foul? They
No,
gonna
they
wrap it
didn't
up.
give it the foul. It was an air ball.
Oh man. They
And
had their chances,
the
man.
coach threw her something into the stands. Yeah, she threw something in the stands and she's headed towards the locker room.
The
I
Grambling
think they
court.
Yes,
texted.
the court got upset, man.
Yeah, coach was upset.
She been fiery this year, man. Because I don't know if y'all remember when she lost to LSU this season, and she had a lot to say about that game, man. She been
Oh,
real
yeah,
fiery this year.
I don't know what she threw, but she threw something. They still discussing it. Like you say, they gonna take their time and make this. Just go on and give it a take and let her shoot, and let's get on out of here. Set up for the next game. That's what be killing me.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, man, it's a 4-point game. You know, it's
Yeah,
only a few seconds left. Yeah, they call it. Well, I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at the game cast. They say they call it technical foul on Grambling, so she
yeah.
must have got.
She threw something into the stands. I don't know what it was, but she threw it way up there.
Man,
Looked like a whistle or something like that.
one of them chicken
well,
plants feed their workers. Which one that?
Say what?
Yeah, they give breakfast and lunch, don't it?
Who? Oh, he talking to
I
somebody.
know one of them did.
Yeah, she made the first. She made the second one. That's it. That's it's over with.
It might be in
yeah,
college.
that,
One in college.
that, that
61
one,
games,
Playing
15
college too,
seconds left.
ain't it?
that one way to lock it up.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson fans got them damn pom poms out.
You know the blue and white pom poms gonna come out, man. You know they're gonna come out.
Yeah,
But I wanna normally, you know, I'm a basketball dude, but I wanna take these last few minutes, man, and talk about I ain't never asked y'all because we ain't had a chance to talk about it, but that team that Pine Bluff playing this year, man, what the hell is that, man? That
Oh, that
that
creative
Westgate
team they
Christian.
playing?
What
Yeah,
what that school was?
team
Bishop
playing?
Sycamore.
Yeah.
yeah. Is that one of them schools that's like on them documentaries where the
I
only
think it
people
is,
in
man,
the
because
school is the football players? They be
because
meeting.
last season they had 85 students. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
85 students, and your football team got at least 50. So
right. The trainers, everybody else, the whole school is the
Yeah,
football
that's a
team and
bad
the
look.
supporting staff.
I think they need to start checking do a little research before they just book
yeah,
these
man, you
kids,
gotta,
man.
and they playing
It
Lincoln
should be
too.
a violation.
It should, man. That's a fine. They playing Lincoln too. Like, man, you can't be playing two of them kind of teams, man.
Then you wonder why you don't get no better.
Exactly, man. That's a scrimmage, man. Like, I mean, you really don't even know if them people gonna have a football team by the time the game get
But
there. You know what I'm saying?
okay, some of these bigger schools might not be wanting to play schools like that anymore because it hurt their chances when they trying to get in the playoffs or whatever they trying to do. It hurt they rating. I think that kind of hurt FAMU and Florida a little bit. They moved that game back because they were scheduled to play this season, I believe, but it got replaced with FAU, I think.
What about
But
West Florida? I like that game we got to play West Florida.
Oh yeah, West Florida. You know that's a
I
team.
think
You
that's
know
a
what I'm saying?
formidable
that's
opponent.
what y'all saying now. Y'all ain't say that then when we was
Oh,
playing them.
I did,
Y'all
man.
was like,
I remember.
if
No,
they
no,
lose to West
not
Florida, this is a no-win situation. Because if
not
they
not on
play
this
West
show.
Florida and they
Not on
lose,
this
this is
show.
no win.
We always gave
Not on this show because I know, man.
West Florida always had that
I,
respect.
I, hey, I remember West Florida went to Lake Charles and put a 50 piece on McNeese. So don't.
Oh,
You got DJ. DJ told me about West Florida, man. 'Cause he used to live in Pensacola. He told me about West Florida, man. I never said that about y'all. I said if y'all lose, though, we still gonna come down on y'all because you can't lose to nobody. But I knew West Florida was no joke, man.
That game was a struggle for a little while at the very beginning because that quarterback was pretty good. But
Pee Wee
fam, you
Jackson,
had a
that quarterback.
good defense that season.
Yeah,
That's kind of what controlled that game for them.
like
Defense was
Bob
I want
pretty.
Dickinson was the offensive coordinator for West Florida.
former Alabama State coach,
Mm-hmm.
ex head coach Alabama State years ago. I think so far, other than that Pine Bluff schedule, I think everybody got pretty solid schedules, man. I think
BCU came out with that, right?
yeah, they got a pretty decent schedule too. They play in Miami and they playing Florida International, so they get to play. No, they playing Florida Atlantic. They playing Florida Atlantic.
I thought they played Florida. They played Willie Simmons first game of the season.
That's who they play. I thought they played FAU. They played FIU. That's
FAMU play
cool.
FAU. FAMU
Oh
play
yeah, all right,
FAU.
yeah. So yeah, man, they get a little Florida Classic, man. Oh,
Willie,
shotgun.
yeah, he spreading the love. I just want Willie to stay out of Tallahassee. Every time he come up there, he takes somebody. He took the damn athletic trainer. Then took the he takes somebody every time he come to Tallahassee.
So
Just don't come
BCU
back
playing
up there,
Miami
bro.
again.
Yeah, they play Miami and
Yeah,
FIU.
yeah,
They going to
that's
Miami in
what
back
I'm
to
trying to
back
see.
weeks.
I was
That's
following
cool.
Willie Simmons on his Instagram. I had to kind of silence him for a while because he's showing highlights, and I hear him giving that same damn speech he used to be giving our boys. I had to put him on sleep for a minute.
I'm looking at their schedule now because they got them last 3 ranked Grambling, J State,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
FAMU. Well,
Jackson
that's
opened it up to 10. That's it. It's over.
All right, they advanced.
Yeah.
Who you say close out with Grambling and Jackson? Bethune.
Bethune. Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule. They got to play FIU, Miami, and then they go to South Carolina State. They play Edward Waters at home, Alabama A&M at home, Bama State away, Southern at home, Pine Bluff for homecoming at home. Then they play Valley. Then they finish out at Grambling, at Jackson State, and the Florida Classic.
That's a lot of travel.
Yeah. Valley probably got to come to Jackson. I mean, come to Daytona because I know FAMU going to Valley this year. So they probably
they got to come. They got to go. They got to go there.
Yeah. That sounds like a decent schedule for Bethune, especially I know that Edward Waters Bethune game, that should be pretty crowded with Jacksonville right up the street there.
Yeah,
it should be
that
at
have a
least
good crowd. Home
good
opener too, so
yeah, that should be good. My wife, she says she going to some of them games, but she can't. She done got a little taste of going to FAMU games. She can't let it go. She can't do it. Hey man, we got our new ticket pricing going on at FAMU. So and I've been investing in Champions. So I know y'all probably been hearing some of that stuff that they've been talking about it. So actually my tickets went down because they kind of selling everything a la carte. And I'm not getting that North End Zone passes that I used to get. We used to get the North End Zone passes, and then with that invested in Champions, used to get Florida Classic tickets and a parking pass. So they've taken that out of the package. So now you gotta, so that kind of decreased the value, but it lowered the price, if that make any sense.
Oh yeah. So y'all gotta buy Florida Classic tickets separate now.
Yeah, I think we got Florida Classic tickets. I think we got 2 Battle of the Band tickets. We got a parking pass at the Florida Classic. And like the AD was saying, that stuff has gone up since, because I've been investing in Champions since 2017, I think it was. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, because my cousin and I split it, I think we paid $500, and it was football and basketball season tickets at that time, at the very beginning when it first started. But it's going up now. It's raised up significantly. But yeah,
ain't one of those sideline pads like $1,000 for the season?
Well, now, yeah, they selling that North End Zone passes are going to be close to $250 a game or $500 a game, something like that. So we're going to see kind of how crowded it gets down there. I never used to go down in there. I used to give my passes to my wife, and she used to sit down there doing the day games because it was under the tent. But you can't see the game from down there. You have to turn and look back over your shoulder at the Jumbotron. And it's more like socializing down in that area, But I used to go
like the partners that really don't pay attention to the game.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And Sully got a similar thing down in the South End Zone, but it don't make no sense because the scoreboard is in the South End Zone, and we don't got a scoreboard on the other end of the field. So I don't understand how you can, you know what I'm saying? I like I said, that's I don't really think that's for people who go to watch the games, you know what I'm saying? So for me,
Well,
that's a no-go.
they have TVs down there, and then most of the people down there, I will say, are older people, so it's kind of hard for them in the sun, you know.
Oh
And they
yeah.
kind of get down there
It's hard
early, and
for
they
young
just
boys in the sun.
I
yeah,
know. It's true.
they get down there and they set up early, bro. They set up there early and they be down there chilling. Them drinks be flowing because it was all you can drink. You know, it would be beer and then you had like mixed drinks. So that
I
was,
feel like early August, you don't need to be drinking all that liquor. Let
Ooh,
them niggas
no, man.
no,
No indeed.
we
That's
do
a
it
that's
though.
a that's a surefire way to pass out, boy.
Yeah,
You ever
you
pass
just
out
don't be
with the
worried
Henny
down when you
bottle in
go
your
home
hand?
after the game for sure.
Man, I try not to, man, but I might have a beer or two. But I'm trying not to drink too much in them day games, man, because when you get to sweating, woo, man.
It's over with.
Yeah,
Especially at
you
Southern
pay for it on Sunday.
sitting
You
on
pay
them
for it on Sunday. That's when you pay for
sitting on them aluminum bleachers, man. Like, shoo, man. I ain't gonna lie, the hottest game I ever been to was at when the SWAC Challenge was still in Orlando,
Oh yeah.
and it was South Carolina State and Pine Bluff, man, and they game was at 11 o'clock in the morning up in UCF Stadium, and you know that stadium ain't nothing but metal.
all
Man,
aluminum.
you talk about hot. Oh my God, that game was hot, man. And that was
Yeah,
like the first non-Southern game I took my wife to. And she was like, I'm not staying at this game. Southern ain't playing in this game. I'm not staying for, no, for two
never
teams I
again.
don't know. I say, well, I guess we go, because we were living in Tampa, you know, living in Clearwater at the time, so we had just drove over there.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, it's too hot, man. It's like, that's a no-go. I don't even know how people do it in that stadium, man.
yeah. I'm curious to see when we play down in Miami this year. What time that game is going to be when we play Howard? I I I want to say that it's already out. I just can't remember because we bought tickets. But I know that time we played Jackson down there and the band was passing out and everybody was making jokes about it. Then they flipped it the next season. They flipped around and then you know it wasn't no joking matter no more.
Oh, it ain't never funny. It ain't never funny when you in the sun, man. That other side of the vet, boy, that sun be killing you over there, boy. That
Yeah,
sun be coming down on you over there, man.
yeah. That game over. It's over.
Yes, we got Bethune and Alcorn coming up in a little while, so I'm gonna try to settle in and watch that game. I'm gonna watch on the Cat Eye Network, man. Salute to the Cat Eye Network. They can't show the game, but they can do the audio. Salute to them, man. They be putting in
They,
work,
they
man.
still do it. They still do it.
Yeah, they did the women's game. I listened to it Tuesday, so I'm sure they're gonna do the men's game. So I'll probably check them out on there.
Yeah.
The
You-
tournament need more Santoria Black, man. You can't have no swag basketball without Santoria Black, man.
Is Adrian Crook in the comments in the chat?
Man, I ain't seen Crook today. Ain't no telling, man.
Oh,
You
okay.
call him up like Candy, man. He gonna show up.
I want to talk to him about some band stuff. I know he followed that, you know. And Edwin, I ain't seen him
Yeah,
stick his head in there.
I ain't seen my boy today, man. I don't know what he up to.
Yeah.
Probably
They they
he'll probably put a
we've
message
been
out there
gone for
later.
what, two weeks, see Wells?
Uh huh.
Yeah, but you've been busy, bro. You've been busy the whole time. I'll tell you that much. Every morning I
Man,
wake up, I be like, damn, this cat don't put out another one. He James Brown
man.
around here, the hardest working man in
It,
goddamn black college.
it ain't. Hey, this weekend here, it ain't easy either, man. Because I've been working all day, coming home and trying to do a video at like 10 o'clock after the game's over with. Man, I be barely holding on, man. I gotta get back in here tonight after the game's over with tonight. So it's like, man, I gotta lock in.
Yeah. Well, I think we done our hour, so
Oh yeah, man, we didn't put in another show, man. Thank y'all. We'll have a lot more to cover next week. We'll be talking about all the basketball tournaments and stuff, and of course, the more football coming through. So, like I say, man, I thank y'all for tuning in. Of course, man, thank you to the crew. And we're gonna be having not a new edition, but we're gonna be getting one of our boys back on the team. In a few, DJ gonna be coming back through more often. So we're gonna have a full house in the next couple shows. So man, y'all keep holding it down with us, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
I'll be back tonight though with a video after the tournament. So y'all wanna hear more of me? Y'all can come back tonight and watch my recap.
I listen to it on my route. I listen to it when I start my route in the morning.
Well, it'll be there for you, brother. So y'all keep it locked here, and we'll catch y'all next week.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.